Going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a great weekend so far. Just wanted to come back, touch in on Mullen. We'll go over a few things. I'm sure some of you guys are seeing this article float around about the price predictions that are going on with Mullen. Could those be true? Well, I whiteboarded some things out just to look at some of the competition in the EV sector that are out there just to see what their market caps are. We'll go over that and just see what things would actually have to look like in order for that to be true. And could it be true? Are those numbers realistic? We'll look at the charts. We'll look at the ortex. And like I told you in the last video, don't copy me. You would have been 2 cents better off right now than I was with my spot where I had my confidence. So as always, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. It's just for entertainment purposes only. So what are we looking at? Well, this article, in case you haven't saw it, but I'm sure you have, it's showing that we got 7 stock analysts out there that are projecting over the next 12 months potentially a low of 23.23 and a high of 24.15. Now I ask you, what do stock analysts really know? They're kind of just doing what we do. They're guessing. They don't have a real idea. We see them adjust their prices all the time, whether they were off, one way or the other. So it's out there. It's good to see. Definitely a massive change if we would get up into that area. So then looking at just some of the competition out there in the EV sector, like Fisker, Neo, and Sin, just looking at what they have, at least as far as we know. Fisker's coming in, just shy of 300 million shares outstanding. They had a closing price. This is all just based off of Friday and rough math. At $7.50, that'd put them at a market cap of around 2.24 billion. So, right, how do you get the market cap? Well, you take the total number of shares outstanding times the trading price. That equals your market cap. And then just kind of, I don't know everything about all of these companies. I know a little bit about a lot of things, but I don't know everything about all of them. So, if there's other things that you would want to look into, then by all means, please do. But production, as far as I can tell, they plan to actually have production starting this year, this month. So are they a little bit ahead of us right now? Yes, I would say they could be a little bit ahead of us right now. They have some orders on the books. Let's see if they can go ahead and move forward with making those orders here this year. In the Q3 loss, it looked like they came in around 150 million. Neo, on the other hand, has 1.69 billion shares outstanding. Now, a lot of those are not. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but that was the number that I was coming up with. Closing price 11.68, so just right around 11.5 bucks. The market cap would be about 19.7 billion on Neo. Now Neo, I think they've been in production for about 4 years now. So the first 3 years, I want to say they produced about 100,000 cars. It's really been these last 12 months that they've bumped up their production. So in the last 12, I think they've done half of the, this production. So 100,000 for the first 3 years and then 100,000 for these last 12 months. So they've kind of got a thing under control now. They kind of know what they're doing. It took a little bit of time to figure out, and they were showing a Q2 loss of around 409.8 million. Sin, if you know Sin, Sin was part of the naked crowd. They were part of that meme stock that was going on, and all of a sudden they don't make swimwear or whatever anymore. Now they are EV holders. So they had a split that happened, kind of changed up their share price there for a little bit, and I think they were heavily manipulated before, so I still think that they are heavily manipulated. So I don't put a whole lot of weight into their numbers as of right now, but they had a closing price of $1.03. Market cap's coming in around 269 million. So what does this mean for Mullen per se? Now, I am one to think that there are quite a bit more shares out there than what we're knowing about right now. Eventually we'll find out a true number. So I'm using a 900 million right now just to say, that there was definitely some dilution that went on and is probably still going on. So best case scenario in my head is 900 million float. We have a closing price of 28 cents, which would give us a market cap of 252 million. So if we were to be able to, say, match what Fisker does, they're just getting into their production, and we'll see how that goes for them. That would put us at approximately a 10x from here, which would bring us, somewhere in the $2.80 range if we had a similar market cap. If we were to match NIO, then yeah, we're getting up there closer to what those analysts are predicting, along with our market cap and our shares outstanding. Now, we don't really know how many there are, so I just kept playing with the numbers. There could be 1.5 billion. I don't think that is totally out of the question. So closing price 28 cents, that would put us at a market cap of 420 million, which could be realistic. What I do like about that is if we match Fisker, at least it gets us over that dollar. Now, a lot of confidence comes with being over that dollar because you're not worried about NASDAQ listing rules anymore. And you know what happens when any kind of fear comes into something? There's all of that uncertainty, that doubt. So people are just like, I don't know, man. What if they split on us, or what are they gonna do to stay compliant? Well, let's see if we can get back over that dollar. So even if we are at 1.5 billion, right, we could almost maybe say we might be catching or right on the heels of Fisker. So that would at least get us back to compliancy. If we were to match, NIO with this type of outstanding shares, then it's putting us somewhere in that $11 range. And who knows? I think that there could be a chance. I think there's the potential that, David has the ability to even offer up to get it to a point of 2.5 billion outstanding shares. So at that point, that's a large float. That's a lot of shares out there. That would put us around 84 cents if we're comparing ourselves to Fisker and what Fisker is accomplishing, where they are at in the stage of the game. And then that would put us around $8.40 if we were to be comparable to where NIO's at in this stage of the game. So those are just some of my rough calculations. I think as of right now, until we know more, we could guess somewhere in these two, or in between these two even, which would, what's half of 11.20 and 21.84? Somewhere in the $15 range if we were to match NIO, and I guess somewhere in the potentially $2 range if we were to split, Fisker's 280 and a $1.10 evaluation. So either way, that's a long way from here, which is great, right? We're trading at 28 cents. Anything we talk about to the upside sounds really good, and anything over $1 sounds even better because it's just going to regain a little bit of confidence, market confidence, which is what we want to see. So those are my numbers. I would like to trust the analysts, but like I said, they don't really know anything more than we do most of the time. Most of them aren't getting an inside information scoop or anything along those lines. They are just trying to crunch some numbers. They'll take into account, probably some of the acquisitions that were made, the value of the company, the debt, all of that fun stuff. And as far as I could tell, it looked like Fisker kind of did something similar. They acquired a manufacturing facility. NIO, I believe, also has a manufacturing facility. So, they all are kind of doing similar things right now, in my opinion. Now, like I said, I don't know everything about all of these companies. I just researched a little bit to see what was going on out there, and it looked like they all had something similar to offer. We just need some cars on the line, so that's where we are. Sin is probably, I think they have 300 orders or something right now. A little bit of production. They're not doing a whole lot, so to even see them above $1 gives me confidence that, potentially Mullen will get there, right? Our market cap right now, if we have 900 million outstanding shares, is about 252 million. Sin's valued around 269 right now. I think Mullen is probably looking a little more appealing than Sin, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people like what Sin's got going on. I actually have a small position in Sin. I didn't create it while it was Sin. I was playing naked, so I'll probably have that one forever, but I don't know. It hasn't done anything but come down since the split. How are we looking on the Ortex? The Ortex got a little bit of an increase there, 26.73% live short interest of the free float, clocking in at 89.66 million. Cost to borrow average 13.62%. Utilization 100%. Of course it is. Charts. So, great volume on Friday. It actually let me down just a little bit. Maybe it was Friday. It was too far away from getting the 50-cent strikes back in the money. Maybe whoever had them and made their decisions last week if they were longer terms, but probably just wasn't worth the fight, to really try at that point. I was actually surprised that the news for Team Shake and Bake didn't come out either. I wanted to hear that our new guy, Lower Lauer, was going to be officially part of the team. I haven't seen it. I want to see it in some sort of official news release, like from Mullen or, something that's going to catch the attention. So still waiting to see that. But maybe Monday. I would just like to see. I'm not going to take this away yet. I think we just fell out for a brief time. I want to see if I can get back in it. Time's going to tell. I was just kind of looking at, I don't know, maybe even a wider falling broadening if it wants to. I just think there needs to be a shoulder here at the very least, so I think it's going to pull its way back in, and I'm hoping next week. We are pretty much, I don't want to say totally oversold, but we've been pretty oversold. So I think it's time for the RSI to make a turnaround as far as what I can tell, and on the 1 hour it's slowly trying. You can see it's starting to slowly set some higher highs and some higher lows there on the 1 hour, which is good. 30-minute doing similar. 5-minute was really picking up there towards the end of the day, I guess. So yeah, let's see if that turns us around for this coming week, and hopefully it gets us some better price action, gets us headed up and towards that $1 level. So that's what I'm hoping, that's what I'm waiting for, that's what I'm looking for. I appreciate you guys coming back. Stay safe over the weekend, guys. I want to see you all come back here on Monday, but have a good time. I will catch you in the next one. As always, stay golden, people, and may your accounts stay green.